Are you guys enjoying the symphony of sirens that we have in the background? It's basically the background music of the city of Boston. Hello friends, and welcome back. Welcome back to the roof. Today I have another video for you guys, and this one is going to be a product empties video. I have this giant bag of products, empty products to show you guys. Sorry, it's a little bit of a windy day, but we're gonna make do with what we have. I only have an hour left before the sun sets, so let's get right into it. So I've been meaning to film this video for a really long time now. I have been accumulating these products since May, I think, and I kept telling myself, oh, okay, I'll give myself 3 months and I'll do it at the end of August, and I was going to move at the end of August anyway, so it was like, oh, perfect timing. I'm not gonna bring this whole bag of junk with me when I move, but I did, and I have a bunch of these products to show you guys. A lot of them are going to be hair and body stuff because that's what I go through the most, but there's also a couple of little skincare bits. I'm going to start off with some shampoos. The first one is this Neutrogena Anti-Residue shampoo, and I literally just finished this last week. It's a shampoo that I've used for quite a while now, and the idea is that it's a clarifying shampoo that you don't use every single time you wash your hair, but the idea is that you use it once a week to make your favorite shampoo work better. So it's supposed to clarify and remove the residue that is caused by any other hair products that build up on your scalp, and I really actually enjoy this, and I would really love to repurchase this because it does make my scalp feel clean, and when I use my other shampoos after that and the rest of the week, it lathers a lot better and doesn't feel like there's like a bunch of product buildup on my scalp, so that's really cool. Next up, I have this Pantene Rose Water Sulfate-Free shampoo. I really want to only look for sulfate-free shampoos now. Sulfates can cause a lot of buildup in the scalp and are quite drying and stripping to the hair. So the idea of this one is that it was a soothing, moisturizing wash, and my hair is actually super dry because it's very long. I don't cut it very often, and I also have it bleached like so many times now, so I do need very moisturizing and soothing and gentle shampoos that won't strip my scalp or my hair. It was just a nice, simple, everyday shampoo. I wouldn't feel bad using this if I had to wash my hair every day, and it was pretty cheap too. This is the last shampoo that I have to talk about. This is the Fanola No Yellow shampoo. It's a purple shampoo meant for blonde hair. Purple shampoo is supposed to be able to help blonde hair get the brassiness, like the really orangey colored tones that you don't want in blonde hair, out and make it more like a platinum silvery color. I don't have blonde hair, but I remember being really excited about it because I read a review saying that if you have really extremely light hair and you leave this on for too long, it will actually stain your hair purple. So I thought, oh, what a great way to help my hair stay more purple as long as possible. I think it really does help the brassiness when my purple fades and a little bit of the blonde peeks through. It makes sure that I don't get that orangey brassy tone. It is one of the most popular purple shampoos out there. Next up, I have a bunch of hair masks and conditioners to show you. Like I said, my hair is super dry, so I'm at the point where I'm basically using a hair mask in the place of conditioners now. I don't really use conditioners on their own after shampooing, and I wash my hair once every 2 or 3 days, so I go through these really quickly. The first hair masks that I have to show you guys are these little mini pots of Garnier 1 minute hair mask. I really enjoyed these. This one is the avocado one, a papaya one, and a banana one. They smell so freaking good, especially the papaya one. The papaya one is my favorite. These have been my go-to over the past couple of months. After I used up these little mini guys, I repurchased a full big size bottle of the avocado one because they're really affordable, and for me, when I'm going through hair masks that quickly, I don't want to buy something that's too expensive. So these are a great option. They are 98% naturally derived ingredients, and the fact that it's a 1 minute hair mask made me really, really intrigued. I don't want to be sitting there for 5 to 10 minutes every time waiting for the hair mask to absorb. So I really like these. They hydrate my hair and moisturize my hair really well. They feel really thick and luxurious and not like a drugstore product at all. So I really do rate them very highly. Next up, I have this cut open tube of hair mask. This is a Korean brand called Rio. And this one I actually got in Malaysia when I was home over Chinese New Year. This one felt a little bit more expensive and a little bit more like fancy and luxurious, and it's said to be formulated with fermented camellia oil, 100% from Jeju Island. This one was definitely more pricey than the Garnier ones, but I enjoyed it while it lasted. It was thick. I think it was a little bit less oily feeling, but a little bit more like a cream, like a thick, sticky cream feeling, but it was still really great for hydrating my hair. Next up, I have 2 tubes of the Pantene Pro V 3-Minute Miracle Daily Moisture Renewal Conditioners. Like I mentioned, I don't actually use these after I shampoo my hair. What I use these for is to mix in with my hair dye. When I'm using the Pravana hair dye, I like to dilute my hair dye with these guys, with any kind of like cheap, affordable conditioners that is still like super moisturizing. So when I apply my hair dye, it isn't like a super concentrated color that will make the color looks super bright. I like sort of a subtle wash of purple color in my hair. It helps me evenly distribute the product all over my hair, and nothing special, but pretty good conditioners that I will continue to use. The next thing that I have to talk about makes me so excited. It's one of my favorite things in the world when it comes to hair, and I've bought these bad boys in bulk to bring back to Malaysia because I can't get them there and they don't ship there, and I will really, really, really miss it if I didn't have them. And it is the Overtone deep treatments or coloring conditioners. They've changed the product packaging in the past year or so. It used to be this one where they called it the deep treatment, but now they've changed it to sort of a more squarish packaging, and they now call it a coloring conditioner. I have a vibrant blue, a rose gold, and a pastel pink of these. The deep treatment or coloring conditioner, the idea is that you use it once every couple of weeks and you use it as a sort of a hair dye. It's not actually a dye, it's more like a color depositing conditioner, because I started dyeing my hair purple with Pravana color. It comes in a little small tube. It's pretty inexpensive, and like I said, I mix it with conditioner and I apply it to my hair. I prefer to use Pravana when I have let my hair fade to a brown blonde and the color is basically gone and I need a very intense rejig, bringing the color back in. That's when I use the Pravana Violet and the Pravana Silver. But when I discovered Overtone, I completely changed my routine. It became so much more exciting because I felt like I could experiment with colors a lot more. These guys are pretty pricey. Each one of them is about 20 something, almost $30. And you don't really actually need that much of it. It does last for a really long time. I can go anywhere between 3 weeks to a month without reapplying them, but they sort of give my hair color just a freshen up again when it starts to fade, and I really, really enjoy them because of how deeply conditioning they are. They really feel like a hair mask. In fact, Overtone came out with a no color hair mask called the Remedy. I haven't tried it out yet, but if it's anything like the colored ones, I'm pretty sure it's a great hair mask. It's truly been a dream watching them come out with new colors and new formulations, so I can't sing their praises enough. My favorite colors that I am using right now are the vibrant purple, pastel purple, and rose gold, and I've just ordered a couple of vibrant pink options, and I'm also gonna try out their daily conditioners for more regular upkeep of my color. Last on the hair products list is this L'Oreal Extraordinary Oil in cream. I always use a serum or oil product after I wash my hair, as well as a detangler, because my hair would be impossible to comb if I don't use some kind of oil serum product after I wash my hair. This specific one was quite a thick feeling leave-in oil cream. If I could describe the texture, it would be almost like a heavy face sleeping mask. It was pretty nice in terms of nourishing my hair because it was so thick and creamy and oily, but I do feel like it was a little bit too greasy for me, and it did feel like it weighed down my hair just a little bit, so I would prefer more of a light oil serum. I actually have one final for real now hair product to talk about. This is the Olaplex Hair Perfector number 3. It's really interesting how Olaplex doesn't really describe their hair products as masks or serums or oils or conditioners. The numbers are really what tell you how they work and how you're supposed to use them. The number 3 Hair Perfector is, it says not a conditioner, it's a bond builder. So you're actually supposed to use this before shampooing, and it's supposed to help damaged hair build back the strands. I don't really know how it works, but many times after I go to the salon and bleach my hair, they often ask me, do you want to add Olaplex for a little bit more money, but it helps make sure your hair is less damaged. I was really trusting of the fact that if most salons are going to use this after you bleach your hair, it would be very good to rebuild and strengthen damaged and lightened hair. So I bought a little bottle of this when it became available in Sephora. I think that was really cool, was when Olaplex became available in Sephora in the United States. It's no longer just an exclusive salon, like professional kind of product, but it was now available for people, consumers, to buy it. So I was really excited and I got a bottle. I used this very sparingly because it was pretty expensive and I didn't want to go through it that quickly. So I don't know if I can say that I really saw results, but after I stopped using it, I think I can see my hair becoming just a little bit more damaged and a little bit less happy. So if this were a little bit cheaper, I would definitely be repurchasing it all the time. I just don't know if it's super cost effective for me right now. And I'm gonna move on to some body products. Here I have 2 Aveeno body washes. I switched to Aveeno last year when I started having some issues with my skin. Originally we thought it was allergies, but that's another whole story for another day. I was encouraged to switch to fragrance-free products so that it will be gentler on my skin and less irritating, because there was a potential that fragrance was irritating my skin. So I switched to Aveeno, and these have been my favorite body washes that I ever use. This one's fragrance-free and this one is actually lightly scented. I probably bought this because it was more affordable, but these have not caused any irritation on my skin. It was probably really helpful to switch to non-fragrance / lightly fragranced, very gentle washes, and I really enjoy them. They make my skin feel really moisturized, and I think I prefer these kinds of creamy body washes compared to gel ones, because I think the gel ones can feel a little bit stripping on the skin. I also have the Aveeno Daily Moisturizing Lotion. What I really like about this is that it has sunscreen. It has SPF 15 in it, which is not something you see very often in lotions. Pretty moisturizing, non-greasy feeling, just lightweight, good, classic body lotion. Last, on the body care front, I have a box of Nair wax strips. I don't think there's much to really talk about here. They're wax strips, but Nair have been my favorite go-to wax strips that I've used ever since I began waxing. I don't shave anything, I wax everything that I'm trying to get rid of body hair wise, and these are great for everything. They claim to be the only truly ready to use wax strips. I've never used anything else, but the idea of applying hot wax and using a strip and then pulling it just sounds like such a faff. These are great, very convenient. I use up a maximum of 3 strips for both of my legs, and I only need to use it every 3 to 4 weeks. My only complaint about these is that it comes with 6 post wipes, which are little like wipes in a small package that have to help you get rid of any excess wax and soothe the irritated skin. My complaint is that there are not enough post wipes for how many wax strips there are. Finally, I am moving on to skincare. I have quite a number of skincare products here, but I'm going to start off with the cleansers. First up out of the cleansers, I have this Pharmacy Green Clean Oil Cleanser. This is a makeup melt-away cleansing balm, and I have gone through a number of oil balm cleansers before, namely the Hamish one, the Vanilla Co one, and I think this is the third one that I've tried. To compare the three of them, I honestly don't really see that much of a difference. Some people say that you can feel a residue from one of them and not the other, but I feel like they all work pretty much the same. I do splash and rinse my face quite thoroughly after I use them, and I do usually go in with a second cleanse anyway, so I don't really feel any kind of oil or film sitting on my skin. One big reason why I probably won't buy this again, and I will stick to the other brands, there were claims about there being plastic in the ingredients. I didn't read too far into it. There have been a lot of debates about it, some saying that like, oh, it's actually not a big deal, like it doesn't affect anything. Some people say it's not good for the skin and not good for the environment. So it's more expensive than the Hamish and the Vanilla Co ones anyway, so I'm probably not gonna buy this one again. But actually, I have discovered that my favorites when it comes to oil makeup cleansers is not the balm version, but instead an actual liquid oil in a bottle that has a pump, because that's just so much more convenient than like sticking your hand, getting a spatula into a little pot. I have the Cetaphil Gentle Skin Cleanser Face and Body, and the Cosrx Low pH Good Morning Gel Cleanser. I like both of these a lot. I was again recommended to switch to Cetaphil when I went to see the doctor about my skin issues. Cetaphil is and especially if you're gonna double cleanse with an oil makeup remover beforehand, I don't think you need anything more expensive or any more fancy than the Cetaphil cleanser. Sure, you can enjoy a more luxurious, creamy product, but the Cetaphil one is, I think, all you really need, and it's so affordable. It is dermatologist recommended, it's non-comedogenic, and it's probably gonna be the only cleanser that I buy for a while. And I love the fact that it has a pump, because that is so convenient to just like sit on the side of your sink and you don't need to faff around with any tubes or covers or anything like that. In terms of the Cosrx, I did enjoy this. This is a low pH gel cleanser. The idea is that it's supposed to be really close to the pH of your skin so that it doesn't strip and it's not harsh, which I believe that it did. There is also no fragrance in this, which is pretty awesome. I just prefer the formula of the Cetaphil one better because it is a bit more of a milky, creamy texture as opposed to the Cosrx, which is a gel. It just feels a little bit more harsh on my skin, even though it is not stripping. Moving on from cleansers, the next thing I apply after cleansing my face is a lightweight essence serum product. So I have three here to talk about. I have the Misha The First Treatment Essence Intensive Moist Version, Hada Labo Gokujun Essence, and the Cosrx BHA Blackhead Power Liquid. I love all of these. These were all very, very enjoyable to use, and I think I used them quite simultaneously. The Misha Essence was gifted to me by my sister, and it's supposed to be a dupe for the SK2 really popular essence that has Patera in it. It is much, much more watery than these two products. These two have a little bit more of a tacky, sticky, bouncy feel to them, and this one was just straight up like liquid water. That's what it felt like. Out of these three, I'd have to say that this is my least favorite, but I think it was still really enjoyable to use. I just prefer something that feels a little bit more moisturizing on my skin. I enjoyed using them together, and that sort of gave my skincare a more multi-layered step to it, where I could really ease up from the thinnest, most water-like formula to a thicker, heavy cream, which is what I try to do in my skincare. The Hada Labo Gokujun sort of replaced my favorite essence for a long time, which was the Pyeonggangyul essence. The Pyeonggangyul essence is It's still something that I really enjoy. It's just more expensive and less easily accessible than this one. Haralabo is a Japanese brand, and it's a hydrating lotion that I just use as my first step, and I'm still using it. I really love it, and I think I will be mixing this with the Pyonggangyu essence and using them in conjunction with each other. But this is just a very standard, good, basic first step essence. The COSRX BHA Power Liquid is something that I've used since I think I was 15 years old, but I use it very sparingly. I don't use it every day. I usually like to use BHA/AHA treatments that are meant to be more of a chemical exfoliant, a bit more sparingly than every day. I know they say that you can use it every day, but I prefer not to because I don't want it to be too harsh on my skin. This specific product is supposed to be able to use BHA to effectively dissolve blackheads and unclog pores. It has been a staple in my skincare collection for a really long time, and I do see results that it helps me make sure that if my skin feels a little bit clogged and a little bit like zitty and blackheady, I use this and it does clear up after a couple days. After my first treatment essences that I use, I normally like to go in with a serum or a concoction of serums, and I have a couple here to talk about. I have 3 from The Ordinary and 1 from Dr. Jart. The Ordinary ones are a bottle of hyaluronic acid 2% plus B5, and the other 2 are actually niacinamide 10% plus zinc 1%. And these are basically some of my favorite serums that I have been using for the past 2-3 years now. Since I discovered The Ordinary, it's so cheap, it's so affordable, and it's just so great. It feels great on the skin. Hyaluronic acid, without getting too much into it, is a moisturizing, hydrating factor, and it just plumps up the skin, gives moisture back to the skin. And the niacinamide and zinc one is also a moisturizing serum. Feels exactly the same as the hyaluronic acid one to me, but it's supposed to have skin brightening properties and also helping with blemishes and irritated skin. So these are super gentle options. Sciencey skincare brands like Inkey List, The Ordinary, Paula's Choice can all be kind of intimidating because they prefer to use the chemical ingredients names as the names of the product. They don't tell you what the product exactly does in the name. They don't claim anything or promise anything in the name, but they just tell you what chemical actually exists in the product. And it's very simple, bare bones skincare that I think a majority of people are moving towards now because we are just getting a little bit more educated about skincare ingredients and what they do to your skin and being a bit more careful with our skincare choices. I don't see how anyone can find fault with The Ordinary because it is so cheap, so affordable, but yet gives such quality, great skincare. The other serum that I have is the Dr. Jart Cicapair Tiger Grass Serum. This one I bought on a whim in Sephora, and I have to say that I really thoroughly enjoyed this one. It was quite pricey, and I really took my time going through it because I wanted to savor every single drop of it. Tiger grass is also known as Centella asiatica. It's another skincare ingredient that has been really popular and hot on the market. It's one that I've been really excited about because it is a medicinal herb that's supposed to help soothe redness and calm down irritation, and it's great for sensitive and dry skin. I have to say, for the price point, I don't think I necessarily saw a super big difference in change in my skin. I sort of wish that I saw more dramatic results with this product, but it was still a product that I really enjoyed. The texture was great, very hydrating, very soothing, but I don't think I will be buying it again. We're almost to the end here, so close. I have a moisturizer to talk about. This one is the Herbivore Pink Cloud Rosewater Moisture Cream. This is supposed to be a very lightweight moisturizer, and I have been trying out a couple of the Herbivore products. I really enjoy a lot of them. One of my favorites is the Blue Tansy Mask. This product I neither loved nor hated. I don't think I was particularly excited about it, but it basically did the job. The texture is very nice. It's just a very gentle, soothing cream that the aesthetic was very pretty of because there was also pink cream in this little clear bottle. Like the name suggests, it was quite cloud-like, fluffy, and enjoyable to use, but I don't think I necessarily saw massive improvements or changes on my skin. So the next product that I have is a sunscreen. This one is the Biore UV Watery Essence SPF 50 plus PA+++++. I go through these so quickly, and actually I have been having a quite difficult time trying to find this exact Biore Aqua Rich sunscreen. I've since switched to the Hada Labo, same sort of aqua gel vibe sunscreen. I don't really experiment with my sunscreens very much because I know my skin really likes these types of products, and they are just such a fail-safe, non-greasy, lightweight, watery essence feel that doesn't leave a white cast on the skin. And it's pretty affordable because they're Japanese drugstore brands. And I'm not too bothered that I can't find the Biore ones anymore because the Hada Labo ones do basically the same job for me. Next, I have kind of a special skincare product. This is the COSRX Acne Pimple Master Patch. These are basically little pimple patches that you put onto your pimple, and it absorbs all the gunk and goo out of the zit overnight, preferably, but some people also wear them during the day and go out. It's not my thing, but props to you if you like to do that. I actually grew up using a different Malaysian drugstore brand of pimple patch. I believe it was Nextcare. I don't think you can find it in the United States, but that's what I used growing up. But I do like the COSRX one better because they're thinner and they adhere to the skin a little bit better. The Nextcare ones feel just a little bit thick and sometimes they come off really easily. I do have to admit that I do like to give the zit a little pop first before I put them on. I find that they do get everything out better when you do that, but don't listen to me. You can cause scarring if you don't pop your pimple right, so you can put it on without popping the zit. Another one of my favorite things about this product is the fact that it comes in like a Ziploc bag, which is awesome for storage. My final skincare item is the Laneige Lip Sleeping Mask. I have talked about this in a previous video before. I went quite in depth in my overhyped, I wasn't super impressed video about the Laneige Lip Sleeping Mask, but yet I still keep on using it. And this one is the berry flavor. I think this is my favorite out of the three: vanilla, berry, and apple one. It is really thick, it is really luxurious. It does make my lips feel a little bit better, but it is not the know-all cure-all for my lips because my lips are super dry. Finally, at long last, this video has been so hard to film with the excessive wind and all the sirens, but we've made it. Thank you for sticking through to the end if you have made it so far. The final product is this NYX Micro Brow Pencil. And it is in the color Espresso, I believe. And it's just a very simple, standard eyebrow pencil with a spoolie on one end, and it's a very thin, you can't see it now because it's basically dead. And it's a very thin, tiny pencil, hence the name Microbrow. I really enjoy it because I much prefer my pencils to be very thin, very fine, but also kind of dry. I don't like when brow pencils are creamy because I feel like it's really easy to mess it up and make it look like you have a Sharpie brow. I like to take my time and feather hairs onto my brows, and this NYX pencil does a really good job at that, and it's pretty cheap too. And that concludes my Empties video. Thank you so much for sticking through to the end. If you have, with all the shakiness of my camera and the wind sounds and all the good stuff. If you like these types of videos, please hit that thumbs up button and subscribe to see more from me in the future. Once again, thank you for watching, and I'll see you guys next time. Bye! I don't think there's anything as good as them. Bird wants to be part of the video.